Okay, yeah, we are live, live, live.
Hello,
Josh,
hello.
where's the music like you always have?
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time to celebrate. It's so much exciting things happening. Let me go ahead and just share this into a few.
The really important part of the show.
All right. There you go, Josh.
We live. We're live. What's
Yes,
up?
yes, 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 yes. Okay, cool. So people are going to be jumping on here, obviously. It's so much exciting stuff that is going on. I would have to say that one of the highlights of my 2000 and what are we in 2019? One of my highlights of 2019 is meeting someone like you. I think that you demonstrate. How old are you, Josh?
I'm 25.
25 years old. And how long have you been doing entrepreneur stuff?
I started my own lawn care business at 16. That became really successful. But in terms of like direct sales in the marketing industry that we're in now, it's been 2 years that I've been doing this now as well.
2 years. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we got some viewers on here, guys. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit share because I got
Yep.
Josh on here. I don't know if you guys seen him on the leaderboard, but he's obviously killing it, and he has not even launched yet. That's what's really really exciting. So
Yep.
he's still in pre-launch. He's ready to rock and roll as of September 1st as he gets this thing. How many people you recruited? 32, I think so far already.
I think 33. One just locked in as well.
There we go, 33. He's the cool. I say he's the coolest, the coolest white boy that I know. But but listen, guys, if you're watching this, hit share real quick. We're just gonna drop some nuggets real quick, some exciting information. Obviously, both of us are a part of GFU. I just got back from North Carolina where we had a powerful, powerful event. The CEO was there. Josh is in Alabama right now, meeting up with some of his leaders, just predicting the vision of this whole thing. So, Josh, I'd ask you a question. You've done multiple things. What
Right.
made GFU make sense to you? Like, why did you say yes, and why did you come in so aggressively, even in your pre-launch, to really start to share this information to the world?
I think for me, honestly, Stanisha, is I found it to be a place where everyone can win and enjoy. It's not something where it's really based off a skill set where you have to learn a skill set. A lot of people that know me for Forex trading, that takes time to learn. That's not something that you can just come in as the average person and really win with quickly. There's a strong learning curve with that. With what we have going on with GFU, for me, the way that I looked at it was very simple. One, people travel already, or two, they desire to travel.
Mm-hmm.
If there was something where people could get the pricing that we have access to, it's almost a no-brainer. We were just looking at taking trips with my whole leadership group to different places around the world. And I mean, even just stopping quickly in Miami for 3 or 4 nights before we take off somewhere international, it was only like $200 or $300 a night for a couple of days. So I saw the value proposition that came with what the product actually is, what the service was. And then when it came to making money with this, I was like, oh my God, do you realize how fast something like this can grow? There is no company that has created the same concept when it comes to the buddy passes, which we can kind of hit on later. But no company has had a concept like this where it can be so lucrative, even for people that don't even come in and build. I think that was really what was really, really sexy to me. Like, if you just know people that are traveling and they're booking, you're getting paid. And I mean, you can make a lot of money when you see that. And it's not a normal situation where it's like you're a travel agent. It's not that. We just have a booking engine where people can take advantage of it. So for me, I was like, it's really a no-brainer on the aspect of, one, everyone wants to travel, wants to make money, right? Why not get paid to live, which is what we're talking about, right? If you're not able to enjoy your life the way that you desire, well, you're just not doing the right thing. It's not that there's not enough money out here in the world. There's not that there's not enough opportunity in the world. It's that you just aren't in the right place doing the right thing, which isn't a bad thing as long as you move forward from that, right? Like, we all have our journey. So for me, it became a place of just empowering people. This is one way that I can really help anybody, regardless of where they are in life, begin to make money online, even if they've never made money with online marketing, just from the systems that we have and how easy this is.
Absolutely. Now, I see that you hashtag paid to live, and obviously that's super strong if people really, really think about it. When you came up with that hashtag, what does that really mean? Like for someone who's working a 9 to 5, they don't like their life at the moment, they don't take vacations, maybe once a year and things like that. What does paid to live actually stand for, and what would it require of someone in order to access that hashtag of being paid to live? What does it mean?
That's an incredible question, and I'll tell you, Sanisha, when I was thinking about this concept, for me, I believe that God created us to live life, not to work. I really do. He came to give us life and life more abundantly. We were created to enjoy. We were not created to be depressed all the time, to be stuck in this lifestyle that's keeping people in bondage, that's only making the rich and wealthy more wealthy, right? Corporate America, I know that it works because my family's at the very top of it. I've seen both aspects of it. I understand it. So the fact is, we either have to find a way to get out of the system or we'll be forever stuck in the system. So I wanted to help people be able to make money online and do what they want to do in life without the fear of I have to go to work tomorrow, without the fear of if I get fired from my job, I don't have enough money to pay my bills next month. Because the fact are, almost 7 or 8 out of 10 people live paycheck to paycheck. Your bills, you get fired, you don't have money to pay your bills. And for me, that's the most vulnerable and risky situation you could be in a day and a time that we live in, with the ability of the market to collapse at any time. Some of the biggest economists in the world have said, listen, we're coming back to a recession. We've been in a major boom here in the US. You may be watching this somewhere else. I don't know directly what your economy is doing in this moment without having that conversation. But the fact is, around the world, people are struggling more than living abundantly. And I want to do something to bring a difference to that. So what is paid to live? I want to show you how to get paid to travel the world, how to get paid to live and do what you want to do. Maybe for you, this isn't, something that you're saying, man, I'm going to go preach G food to the world. But what?
Did we lose you, or is this my internet? Let me see. Which one is it? Hold on, guys. Let me see what's happening here.
This can other businesses would be. I get to spend all of the time in the world. I get to take her all across the world, and it's different for most people. And like Stanisha said, I'm only 25, and the really crazy part is there's nothing different about me than you other than I took massive action and I made it happen. There's absolutely no difference. So for me, it's simple. You're getting paid to live life. Either you're going to live life abundantly or you're going to live life struggling. And for me, I think abundance makes a lot more sense.
Absolutely. I love it. I mean, you dropping some scriptures on people. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. Most people wait and always talk about they want the abundant life once they die and get to heaven, but you can have heaven down here on earth. Now, people that are watching this now, they probably don't know that much about you. And I've heard a little bit about you and, the background that you come from. Tell us a little bit about your family and what type of businesses they created. And the reason why I like people to know that is because it's so funny to me. We have a guy on our team that's a doctor, a real doctor, like an emergency room doctor. And it's so crazy to me that so many people who have opportunity, they have money, they always jump to more opportunity. And it's the people who actually can't live the life that they want that always question things, or they are always the slowest getting started with things. Tell us a little bit about your background and why it still makes sense to you to go out here and just aggressively attack every opportunity that you're a part of.
Absolutely. To give you guys an idea, to get started, I think what was really cool for me is I wouldn't say we started off when I was born as poor. My dad's been an evangelist and traveled all over the world for the last 40 plus years.
Josh,
so I grew
up. PK?
Huh? Oh, I was born. What do you mean I was born in the church? I've been in more churches than most people have ever stepped foot in their life.
That's why we get along. Now it makes sense. You never told me that. Okay, now I see why. First time we met each other, we just have conversation all the time, but now we have that connection. Okay, we're PKs. Okay, go ahead. You can finish.
Right. Now. So for me, I mean, I was born, into more of it being about church, more of it being about God and just helping people when it comes to that aspect of it. As I continued to grow older, I watched my older brother, Jason, who owns a credit card processing company, which does over $1 billion in sales, annually. And it's been really cool watching him going from living in government housing to, having a $3 million house on the ocean and being able to provide for his family the way that he has, and came from absolute nothing. So for me, that was really motivating, growing up and seeing that. My stepdad is a chiropractor and has about 10 different businesses where they've been able to achieve 7-8 figure businesses as well. So I saw both aspects, kind of like the rich dad, poor dad thing. Like, it was kind of like, for me, like the money dad and the God dad kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was really religion and money. And I remember I've spent a lot of people, maybe you don't know this if you're just getting to know me, but I started off in the credit card processing world with my brother, obviously, right out of high school. I got tired of high school. It was kind of boring for me. I was making more money doing lawn care, and I just didn't feel like I was learning anything in school. So I went into doing ministry and then also credit card processing full time. I've traveled the world and I preached the gospel all around the world. For me, it was one of the most beautiful things, but I didn't find absolute fulfillment in that for this simple reason. Who gives a crap if people hear about God, but they don't have enough to take care of their family? And it hit me at my heart where I said, how am I bringing something that's a message but not of substance that can actually bring change to their life? Because, Stanisha, I'm fully convinced of this. I'm fully convinced that if people have more than enough, that society will actually naturally begin to shift into a better place. That if I can help you get to a place where your family's not struggling, then I've earned the respect for us to have conversations. And it's not that you need to hear about what I have to say. It's that what I do, who I am, has brought you to a better place in your life. And that's an evident reality. It's not some theoretical system or some ideology. It's something tangible and it's real. So from ministry, from credit card processing, from then entering in the world of network marketing, I got into network marketing because I said, I can never help as many people as I can make 6 figures, make, more than 50,000 a year just for the average person. That's what the average salary is. That's easy to do in network marketing if you understand how network marketing works. But I can't help as many people in the corporate world as I can in this. So I'm a part of both. I have my businesses in the corporate world. I'm a CEO of one company, right? And actually a couple. But the fact is, this right here, I see as something that can help so many lives. And there's no reason to be fearful of what's to come with this, because the facts are this. Life is going to move forward and things are going to happen to you. And the question is, what did you do with the time before you got in that situation? It's not that people don't have enough money. It's that people didn't do the right thing when they got the money, or they passed up on the opportunity right in front of them. Like, I heard this story one time about, I think it's actually a joke, I don't know if it's real, but a person was begging God during a hurricane, right? There was a massive hurricane and flood. A person jumped on the roof and was begging God to save them, right? Sent a helicopter, and the person said, no, I'm waiting for God. Sent a boat, no, I'm waiting for God, right? Sent something else, no, I'm waiting for God. The person died. Gets in front of God and said, God, I don't understand what happened. He's like, what do you mean? I sent you 3 different avenues that you said no. And I think that if we think about that practically, people are asking, and I don't want to make this just about, talking about this, but this is who I am. And this is why I do what I do. And it's the thing that fuels me. It's that if people would just really realize what they're begging God for, God's already put in front of you. What you're desiring, it's already right there. You just got to do something different than you're doing.
Absolutely.
And I think this opportunity is a great avenue to lead people into that, from seeing, $1 million, $1 billion companies in the corporate world. Well, how many people really got rich in that company?
Come on.
A couple people.
Come on.
Else is just an employee. And for me, I want to help everybody else get rich if they're willing to take the time. And if you don't want to get rich, for heaven's sake, well, at least have more than enough where you're not stressed out about money.
Absolutely. That's super strong, that story. I've heard that story before. And I always tell people, so then when you have the opportunity, the other part that people don't like to add is the part in the scripture where it says, that faith without works is dead. So we get the opportunity, and then after we have the opportunity, we don't want to do the work. And so I think, Josh, you are a perfect example of a 25-year-old, I don't care if you're 55 or 65, to be able to hear him speak and to speak with so much, you can tell it's real what you're saying. Speak with passion, speak with a lot of wisdom, to tell you the truth more than everything. You said something that I like. You said there's really no reason to have fear with this. you know? And I think that is what you demonstrate for every single person that is a part of this opportunity, or you're in the network marketing industry, to be able to recruit like me or to recruit like Josh. What he just said is so powerful. And if you take this, if you don't take nothing else from this live, take this. He said there's really nothing to fear with the opportunity, and it's not. And I think that when you go out and talk to people, Josh, or however you sponsor, I've never even got to the nitty gritty of how you get so many people to say yes to you. But I think that people can feel that from you, that there's really no reason to say no. There's nothing to fear. It's $99, get started. You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, 100%. And I think the biggest thing so often is just becoming the authentic you. I'm working on a book right now talking about that. Everybody asks me what's my secrets, and I have my strategies and my systems. Right. But the fact is, you know what the secret is, guys? I realized what I was worth. I realized the power of who I was and what I was created to be, and I realized that I wasn't getting that. And that's just not fair to what I was created for. If we were created in the image and likeness of God, then I don't think that disaster and terror and just constant depression and anxiety is the life that we were created for. I know some people may argue with that, and that's okay, but I think there's a better way. I think this, I want people to see, what is there to fear? And I want to push even further than that. What is fear, and why do we fear it? Like so often, like, for instance, even just, let's think about skydiving for a second, or even maybe getting on a plane. Let's go with skydiving. Let's talk about this just for a second. When it comes to fear, people are freaking out. They have this anxiety. They have this tension in their stomach. I've had it, my whole life at times. But I started to ask, why is this happening? And how can I change that? So I started to look into myself, and I realized we're simply creating an ideology, or this image of something that we've yet to actually experience, which is a false narrative. Okay, a lot of people don't get that. We're creating something and getting afraid of something that there's absolutely nothing to be afraid of. We're so scared the whole flight up, before we're getting ready to actually get to the altitude of wherever we're going to jump. Then when we get to the place where we're about to jump and the door opens, there's this bubble inside of you that you're like, I feel like I might throw up. Like you're scared. And the next thing you know, when you jump, which is supposed to actually be the scary part, you find yourself in absolute enjoyment, absolute pleasure. And you realize if you actually go back and process the situation, ask yourself, why was I scared about something that I actually enjoyed once I did it? You get that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's so powerful.
Sales is easy because sales is not bad. I think people have this idea of selling is bad. Everything in this life, you're either buying or selling, no matter where you're going. And the fact is, if we that have good stuff for people, we that have good desires for people, if we're not the ones that have the money and sharing good stuff with people, what do you think that they're going to get and the type of people that they're going to be doing business with?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you want to be a change, you got to be the change. If you want to bring something different to the world, you got to do something different. You got to change the circle of who you're working with. If you're not motivated around the people you're around, then get new people to be around. It's really as simple as that. There's 8 billion people on the planet. I had no clue who Stanisha was a year ago, and here we are rocking, and we're finding a powerful connection together, being able to help people.
Absolutely.
So you never know what's possible if you don't take action and just go for it. Don't sit there and think about it over and over and over. And Stanisha, I want to throw a question back to you. Would you not also say that for you, that's probably been one of the biggest reasons why you've had success? Once you caught the vision of something, what was it that you said that made you say, I am absolutely worth this, and if I don't get this, then I feel like I'm really robbing myself?
It goes back to what you said when you said, I realized quickly, and I mean, maybe from my mom or whatever, growing up in church. And, when I heard the scripture that we were made in the likeness and in the image of God, I feel that I've had confidence my entire life. Yeah. And I realized that even seeing super successful people, that nothing is different from them. Nothing is different about them and me. Nothing is different. It's about taking action. And I have learned to value experience. I've learned to value failure. I've learned to value rejection. I've learned to value, these glass ceilings that we have to shatter for ourselves. I realized that, the Bible says that wisdom is the supreme thing. So, I spend my 24 hours getting smarter. I spend my 24 hours, I read probably 1 or 2 books a week because I want to be prepared for when I meet someone like you. And I tell people all the time, this has a lot to do with network marketing. When I met a guy as sharp as you, I have to make sure that I can keep up. When you meet someone like me, for us to be impressed with each other, it's because of the wisdom that we have, the knowledge and the information that we have. So I guess I would have to say, what keeps me going is what you said when you talk about just like jumping out of a plane. On the opposite side of fear is absolutely nothing anyways. Yeah. On the opposite side of fear, it's nothing there anyway. So I've found myself willing to die to be a conqueror. I want to conquer anything that seems hard for me. I've learned to respect pressure. If it's pressure there, that just means my skill level doesn't match the problem solving ability at that point. So I go and just figure it out. So I guess it's the same thing that you said. On the opposite side of fear is absolutely nothing. So we might as well just go all in with it.
Right. And I think the thing too about you mentioned earlier, and I don't think I hit on it. Why is it the people that are so skeptical that really need more money than anything is because people have seen so much evil done by others that they think that everyone's out to get them. And the fact is, and I want to make this very clear to you, if you're scared of people, you will never be wealthy. You will never be well off because people have everything you need. If you're not good at talking to people, you need to learn how to talk to people. What did you spend all that time in school doing? Right? What are you working on? If you can't relate to people, then that's an issue. That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That means you need to work on a skill set if you actually desire to have money. Because the only way to really be wealthy in this day and age, there's a ton of ways, honestly, with the online marketing world, but in different investing stuff, but it's really being able to relate and talk to people. Absolutely. If you can have the greatest product in the world, but if you can't talk to anybody about it, you'll make $0.
Absolutely. Communication. Yeah.
I almost think it's so simple, people overlook it. Like I was doing some leadership training with some of my leaders here, and I was showing them, a couple of the things that I did. And they were like, what the heck? They did it, and bam, 3 people signed up just like that. They were like, oh my God. And I was like, how difficult was it? They was like, it wasn't. I was like, how many times have I told you this? They're like, multiple. And I said, why did you wait? Because you see, when you do it, it produces results. So I think the thing too about what my desire has been is not just to be able to someone that is a good producer, that is able to, hit the top of a list and fire it up very quickly. It's able to do that. Really, it's able to duplicate that and teach that to other people, especially like something like we have with GFU. I want to say this just for a second. And with the check match system that we have with GFU, you realize like it's almost my job to help you become well off.
Yes.
And there's that multiplication thing that takes place. And the people that are on the right side of that end up being paid very, very, very well.
Yes. All right, Josh, I got one more question for you before we jump off of here. Okay, so we've got some GFU people listening in. Obviously, this is going to be on YouTube, and a lot of people are going to want to hear more from you. Let me ask you, for every person that's already locked into the GFU opportunity, if they want their life to be completely different with this opportunity going into 2020, I'll give them to December 31st, 2019. What do they need to do to get in order to have a tremendous change in their entrepreneur results? What do people need to do to get to December 31st, 2019 and be satisfied with the fact they joined this business?
I think it's really simple. Number one is when you plug in, go all in. A lot of people like to start late, and I don't understand that. It's when you launch it, how you start things are usually how you finish them, unless you make adjustments.
Absolutely.
So for me, my encouragement to everyone is start on the right note. Make a decision that you deserve to win, and you are going to settle for absolutely nothing less than to win. And you know how the easiest way you can get to winning is by helping other people win. So as you become a master of just helping other people get exposed to what's going on, listen, you don't have to be the best closer. You actually really don't have to close anyone. You just get them to hear stuff like what we have going on, whether it's a recorded video, whether it's a live Zoom call, one of our in-person meetings that we're doing anywhere around the globe. People can hop in and see what's going on so easily. Then when you get involved, we have such an amazing community already, which all of you who are involved know that. But the thing is really getting back to the basics. I do a lot of training, with my group, but a lot of things are really simple. Number one, talk about it, make a post about it.
Absolutely.
If you're not talking about it, you're not going to get very far in the business. The second thing is make a list. I know a lot of people take lists for granted because they're like, oh, that's old school. I'm on my social media marketing. Well, listen, without getting a big head, I'm pretty sure that our top leaders can outproduce a lot of people, and we still all do lists. And it's funny that all of the top leaders that I know that even are making millions of dollars a month in this industry, they still have lists. Why? Because it keeps you organized. And one of the biggest failures of any entrepreneurship is unorganization. You know how I know? Because that was me for a while. Yeah, I made, really, really good money not being that organized. But when I tightened my game up, shoom, next level. In order to go to the next level, you got to be the next level. You got to do things a little bit differently. So I think it's cool. Start talking to people. You have a cell phone full of thousands of contacts, maybe only a couple hundred. But if you have their number in your phone and you can't reach out to them and talk to them about something that could benefit their life and be something they take advantage of, why is their number there? And if they say, no, I'm not saying delete them, that's okay, but it's a good thing that you took the time to actually talk to them about it. And I'll say, if you're not getting told no, you're not talking to enough people. You know why I get so many yeses? Because I heard so many no's, but I found a way to then start changing over those no's to yeses, because the truth is people say no because either they're scared or they don't know enough information.
Absolutely.
Or, when people say stuff like, I need to think about it, my question to them is, what do you need to think about it? I would love to be able to answer any of your questions. If you're not familiar with this, you probably don't know what to think about. It's true. Like really, what are you thinking about? And if you know what, that's cool. Bring me a list of what you thought about and what in the conclusion you came to. And they can't ever do that. It's an excuse to talk about, because some people feel like, hey, if I move slow, I'm being smart. Get that out of your mind. We live in a day that if you do not move quick, you do not move at all. You are falling behind.
Absolutely.
So I think that as people, don't jump into stupid things, but
it's $100.
Something like this is $100, and what you can make and what you can enjoy just from being able to travel for so inexpensive. Guys, this is one of my things, and I want to share kind of a secret and kind of something from my heart about why I love travel so much. My best friend's mom, who passed away from cancer earlier this year, was really my second mother. She passed away from cancer. When she found out the news that she had cancer and she didn't think that she was going to make it, you know what was really crazy? Her and her family, they always took trips and stuff every year, but she literally made a bucket list of all the places that she wanted to travel, and she went and hit every single one of them. And and I went on some of those trips as well, because we're really like family, and I remember being there with her and just kind of having these conversations. She was like, there's no better experience than traveling with your loved ones, because even like presents and stuff like that. What presents do you really remember that you got? 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. But I guarantee that you can remember every trip that you ever took.
That is so.
There's an awakening. There's something about traveling. I believe that God put so much beauty in this world, and if you do not travel, you're missing out on what God gave us. This is our world. Why would we not enjoy it? Don't be stuck in the same place. You deserve to experience life and the beauty of everything that's here in this world. And I think that the first place that you must come to is this in your mind, that I am worth it and I deserve it.
Absolutely.
But even with you being worth it and deserve it, if you do not do it, you do not get it. So there's a twofold part with it. You're worth it, you deserve it, but now you do it so you can enjoy it. And once people see that, man, I think life just opens up on a whole nother level. And just the potential of, what you've done in the industry. Just for instance, people that came from absolutely no experience in this industry, just winning on a whole nother level. So I'm having fun with this. I'm excited about the thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of lives that are going to begin to benefit, travel more, and put money in their pocket like never before. Win with an online system that, guys, if I tell you this is the easiest thing that I've ever done in my life to make money, this is the easiest thing that I've ever seen, because it makes sense and people already do it, right? There's a supply, or there's a demand, so therefore there needs to be a supply. Right now it's a duopoly. So we're going to change that, where, hey, since the big dogs get to eat big, I believe that it's time that the people start feasting as well. So if you're yes for a feast, if you're yes for abundance, then I want to encourage you to plug in and go all in like never before. Because once you do that, you will find that is where the other side of freedom is. Yes, it may be scary right now, but what's scary is not reality. You are scared of something, of your past failures, of your insecurities. And that's something that you need to realize that you are able to move forward from.
Absolutely.
Don't
Absolutely.
stay in your bubble. You were created to be amazing. So let's be amazing. Let's create the life that we love. And hey, like we said, let's get paid to live.
Let's get paid to live. Well, I can say something. This has definitely been a surprise. I did not know you were a PK. And anyone who knows me and my tribe know you are my type of person that I like to be connected to. You got some wisdom inside of you. You definitely are preaching, as what we would say, right? I want to say amen to a couple of the statements that you made. So I'm just excited. I know Calvin brought you into the business. I spoke to him for about an hour today. It's just so powerful how this industry just allows. Relationships are the money. Relationships are what make you richer, right? Like, and I'm so glad at such a young age we get that, because like you said, I wouldn't even know you existed in the world maybe 2 months ago. And I'm excited for what we are about to create with G4. I'm excited for this platform. We share some of the same truths and visions. I believe God created the world for us to see the darn world, not to just go on the computer and post about it and things like that. So I know 2020 is going to be absolutely crazy. I know me and you are about to launch a tour together. We're going to be hitting up some states, guys. Obviously, if you follow me, you might as well just be my little brother. I don't know if we're gonna pass an offering plate after when we finish talking or not.
No, we're just gonna send out the GFU link so people can lock in. Keep your money and invest it in yourself and in your family, please.
I love it. All right, Josh. Well, I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. Let's keep rocking it out. And we're going to do a lot of business together. The best is yet to come with this whole opportunity. We're praying and hoping that every person, if you heard this tonight, guys, and you're not a part of GFU yet, whoever invited you to the opportunity, if you saw it on my page, if you saw it on Josh's page, or even a guest, get started. Stop thinking so much. Thinking is what's causing you to never get results. You know, like Josh said, what do you need to think about anyways? So Josh, I'm gonna give you the benefit of closing this out. If you want to leave them with a tip, something inspirational, whatever you can leave them with, so we can start this week off strong and really make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I first want to just say thank you for inviting me to jump on this call together. I'm extremely honored. Any opportunity, you know, just to dialogue with someone just like yourself, that I have a lot of respect for what you've been able to accomplish and just who you are as a person. But guys, going into 2020, I think the vision's clear. 2020 vision. We have to upgrade what we're doing. We have to really fall in love with the process. A lot of people fall in love with the reward, but when you fall in love with the process, you will learn who you are during that. And that's what's going to be able to help you enjoy where you're looking to go. So, man, I think for me, I just feel so strongly that there's people out there that are just so afraid of failing. And if there's any word that I can give to you, and not just failing, but don't even think that they're worth, you know, making anything more than they've made, you know, and that safety of just staying in the same place. Guys, you got to get out of that. You have to open up your eyes and see what God created you to be. You are royal. You are absolute royalty. You were made for absolute pleasure and to enjoy everything. So I can't tell you, like, that's really what possesses me. I really believe that I've been able to help so many people around the world hear a beautiful message and see God differently, but now I'm able to actually manifest God to them and give them abundance. You know, like they said, the gospel to someone that's hungry is not, you know, you need Jesus. It's, hey, here's some food, because God becomes all things to all people. And as we see this, we become that as well. It's no longer a message, but it's who we
Is he frozen? Can you hear me, Josh? Can you hear me? All right, guys. I think he's frozen, but obviously he was about to take y'all to church. So that was enough to feed you to get started for the week. Super excited to be working with him. Super excited for him being a part of the GFU opportunity. Calvin brought him into the opportunity, guys. It's just some powerful people coming into this opportunity. It's just so crazy how the stars are aligning themselves. If you are not a part of the opportunity yet, we've got some of the best people to work with in a strong, strong tribe. So I think his internet went out, but you guys heard that last word he was talking about, and I'm just going to leave it on that note. I appreciate you guys getting on this live. Make sure you hit share, and let's just spread the word of GFU. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.